Hey everybody, how's it going? With the popular Disney Plus series The Mandalorian, we at HN decided to cover characters and concepts from the series' first season leading up into season 2, which kicks off on October 30th, 2020. This series is set 5 years after the events of Return of the Jedi and the Fall of the Empire, but before the events of Episode 7. And The Mandalorian follows bounty hunter Din Djarin, who is a lone bounty hunter in the outer reaches of the galaxy. And in the second season, he and the child, aka Baby Yoda, basically continue their quest from the end of the first season as they're pursued by Moff Gideon. So in this installment of The Mandalorian Annotated, we're actually going to focus on the Mandalorian himself, and more so focus on kind of what he did and his journey. So Djarin as a child was orphaned when Separatist battle droids attacked his settlement. However, before he could be killed, a member of the Death Watch actually rescued him, which I know fans of Clone Wars know all about. Now, from this moment, the person who would eventually become Mando was taken in as a foundling, joining their tribe and eventually learning and embracing Mandalorian culture. And by the events of the New Republic era, which we talked about in the last episode of Mandalorian Annotated, he was, by this point, a well-known bounty hunter with the starship Razor Crest. Now, as a bounty hunter, Mando was known for working high-priced contracts, which he always completed to above satisfactory expectations. And due to his childhood trauma with the Separatist battle droids, he also had a deep distrust and bias against droids, regardless of their guild, faction, and occupation, which was shown by how he responded to IG-11. Now, throughout The Mandalorian Season 1 at least, Mando enters a contract with an individual known as the Client, who was part of the remaining aspects of the Imperial Remnant. And the target of this contract was something simply described at this point in the series as the Asset, which was located on the desert world of Avala 7. And surrounding the Asset were various mercenaries, and after basically just killing them all, the Mando was able to reach the Asset, which revealed to be a younger member of Master Yoda's species. And from this moment, IG-11, the droid I mentioned before that was also a bounty hunter and mercenary and assassin, he was ordered not to capture the Asset like Mando, but instead he was ordered to eliminate the Asset. Mando couldn't let that happen, so Mando takes out IG-11, and from this moment, Mando took the child to be delivered to the Client, until after the fact experiencing a change of heart and rescuing the child. Now, a lot of this is because Mando found out that they basically were just going to kill the child. Mando didn't know at the time what they were going to do with Baby Yoda, but once he found out what they were going to do, he couldn't do that to the kid. I mean, it's a kid, you know what I mean? So from this moment, Mando took in the child as his own foundling, similar to what had happened with him as a youngling. And as ruled by the Mandalorian Creed, he basically, until the foundling is of age or reunited by its own kind, has to act as if it's his father. And this results in basically the armorer, who is the leader of the tribe that Mando belongs to, declaring Mando and the child as members of its own clan. And from there, Mando sets out, which ideally is going to be a part of Season 2, to reunite the child with members of its own kind, which for the greater Star Wars universe is a huge deal, because outside of Yoda, we've really only seen one other member, excluding Baby Yoda, of the race. I mean, they're so elusive, they don't even have an official name. They're just known as Yoda's race. So this is definitely really interesting, and that is essentially a summary of Mando and his journey in Season 1, a very, very condensed version of it. We have a later video where we're actually going to go in detail about Mando as the character, equipment, personality, etc., with his origins. Let us know down below any other aspects of Mandalorian Season 1 we can cover in Mandalorian Annotated, because we're doing this for the entirety of October. But with that said and done, we'll catch you later.